Good evening. Today is Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. This is your update for Wednesday, the 20th. All right, let's go. Well, SLDP unfortunately stopped out, but hey, you know what? Better than a poke in the eye. If that's the worst you do in every trade, you'd be doing pretty good. You know, in the world in a while, right? Anyway, obviously, had a great day in the portfolio. The market had some corrective action. We'll get to that in just one second. No setups going into tomorrow. Let's take a look at the Landry list. This UEC caught my eye. Could use a little bit more knockout. That's probably the best one out of the list, or the one I like the most, at least. Let's just sit tight for now. Let's see what stocks begin to set up. But for now, let's just hold off on new setups. If uranium was doing a little better, I'd be a little bit more excited about UEC, as you'll see in 1 minute when we get to the markets. Let's take a look at the GROY. Still looks interesting in the golds if you don't have any gold stocks. Let's take a look at the portfolio, and then we'll pop out to the overall market. ABCL selling off a little bit. It's not the end of the world, but obviously honor your stops just in case. KGC coming in a little. So far, so good. Just beginning to pull back a bit. KTO's getting hit, but it could actually use a bit of a correction, and that's one thing I was thinking about as I was going live. Today's action is actually healthy, but it's also painful at the same time. Anyway, this could actually use a little bit more correction, but let's, I hate to use the word hope, but let's hope that's it. Still looks pretty good longer term, though. This is just a normal little pullback. SLDP, and as I've said quite a bit, sometimes when they take off, go straight up like this, it's very hard to sustain. Unfortunately, knocking out today, but so long and thanks for all the fish on that one. TFPM coming back in a little bit. So far, it still looks pretty good. So far, just pulling back after a breakout, but additional weakness obviously would be of concern. Just out of your stop, as usual. TJ coming back in a little. Uptrend still intact there. It's gotten a little wild and crazy as of late, obviously. Let's take a look at the overall market and drill down a little bit. Again, it's like you don't want to see the market go against you, but a correction is actually healthy at this juncture. Now, we don't want to see it pull back too far, but we had a little bit of a knockout move today in the S&P 500. Obviously, the uptrend still intact there. NASDAQ composite getting whacked a little harder. That's good, though. That's a little corrective action. And obviously, you want it to stop at some point. Russell 2000 really wasn't hit that bad, all things considered. Tried to rally, came back in a little. Still looks pretty good. So far, the breakout remains intact there. Bitcoin got whacked a bit. It's beginning to look a little questionable. For now, though, it still looks okay longer term. Still has a bit of a double top knockout look to it. But obviously, if it keeps dropping, then the double top actually becomes a double top. Hopefully that made some sense. EFA shares just kind of flatsville in here right at these brand new highs. So for the most part, continuing to kind of hang in there. Gold, the commodity, selling off a little bit. It's pretty much in the middle of its range, and now it's pushing toward the bottom of its range a little bit. I sure like to see it break out, obviously, and not look back for a while. Gold stocks continue to look a little bit better than gold itself, although they get whacked a little today. And again, it's another one of those situations where you've had a pretty decent breakout and some corrective action could be expected, and obviously can be a little healthy, or can be healthy. Biotech down a little on a relative strength basis, sort of hung in there today. We still have a little bit of this overhead supply to get through. I sure like to get through it and not look back. All in great, obviously, in the world, though. Some areas like software breaking down a little bit after a bit of a failed top, double top in here. So we'll keep an eye on the situation, and hopefully it doesn't get much worse. But they get whacked pretty dang hard today. So that's one thing that I am concerned about. Pot stocks down a little today, but still look pretty good longer term. So far, that massive breakout from lows remains intact. Semiconductors getting whacked a little bit, pulling back a little bit into the prior range, but so far still look pretty good longer term. Now, uranium, like I was saying, it's beginning to look a little toppy in here, so I'm not quite as excited about uranium stocks. But if I like the setup, obviously we'll go with it. But let's just see how it shakes out. You could use a little bit more knockout. The one in the Landry list. URNM getting whacked a little bit too, so you can see it's still looking kind of toppy in here. So obviously we gave it up a little bit today. Some areas, though, banks and financials kind of hung in there, but they've been a little sideways as of late, especially financials in here. I sure like to see them break out and not look back. So overall, again, things still look pretty good. Some areas to be concerned about. There's always something to worry about, right? For the most part, things are still looking pretty good. But let's just sit tight a little bit, let it shake out, and then we'll go to the next round of setup. So let's see what the database produces. I think that's it. Everybody have a fantastic night. If you have any questions, you do the routine. Thank you so much.